Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. Check the link or the description to understand how I do these things, because I have a very particular way that I do these. And please leave only one question, because I'm starting to get so many questions that I'm not having a hard time including everybody. So, Real Sus says, I'm getting an Astro van in a few weeks and curious about what it is like to drive. Do you like driving it? I love driving this thing. I love this van. I completely love this van. This is my favorite car that I've ever had. Haven't had that many, but it is my favorite, like, by far. It's really fun to drive. And that's coming from someone who didn't have a car for a couple years but rode crotch rockets. So going from a super sport to a minivan and then saying you like driving the minivan is a pretty rare thing. You're going to love the Astro. They're amazing vans. California Van Man, what's up, dude? Hey, Jed, my question is, do you have med insurance? I just quit my job and lost my med insurance. I was wondering what you do. Obamacare. Check it out. Enigmatic Nomadics has a video on it. Bob Wells talks about Obamacare. If you don't know anything about it or how it works, you might want to check that out. James Reed, email me. Email me and I'll tell you all about it. Sorry, I just don't have enough time to answer all of these in this part. And some of them I don't really want to make public, like my parking spots and stuff. Satire 45. Hey, bro, have you read up on Stoic philosophy or read about the Cynics? They teach you how to live and love life without being affected by haters. Yeah, I checked out that link. Thanks for leaving that for me. Someone introduced me to Stoic philosophy not long ago, and I was surprised at how it like really lines up with the stuff I'm about. It's really interesting. Yeah, that stuff sounded great. You know, it's interesting. I'm usually not very affected by other people, especially negative stuff. I've just been going through a lot lately, and I'm a little more vulnerable than usual. But I think I'm on the flip side of that now. I think I'm moving through the pain and onto the lesson part. Fantastic Living. What up, dude? What's up, Cody? Do you have any particular route on your next journey after the Salem gig? If so, are you planning to stop by and check out my new van? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, after Salem, let's head south with the girl for a couple weeks, and then, I think I'm gonna hit up New Orleans and see what's up. Maybe Corey's gonna be down there. Maybe I'll hang out with him for a little bit. Maybe Roberto will be down there too. Maybe I can see him. And, yeah, dude, let's meet up at Caravan for a while and, make some vids and hang out and do some cool stuff. You guys gotta check out his channel if you haven't yet. Yeah, where am I? Uh-oh, I just completely lost track of what's happening. Oh, yeah, check out his channel, Fantastic Living. Link in the description, I hope. Richard Stewart, what tires do you have on your van? I like the tread design, manufacturer, etc. They are Wildcat EXTs. I got them at Les Schwab. Good tires. I blew one of them out really bad on the sidewall, but that was my fault because I scraped against a like super sharp curb. Yeah, they're good tires. John Peacock, do you consider yourself smarter than the average person? If by smart you mean intelligent, then there are different types of intelligent. I'm very emotionally intelligent. I'm very insightful. Seems like much more than the average person. I'm able to, like, understand my beliefs, and I'm able to understand how they affect me much more than it seems the average person does. I've always been very insightful. I'm not good at math, so if you're comparing me to a mathematician, then I'm totally a dumbass. Definitely not good at math. I'm pretty creative. Yeah, it seems if you're smarter than the average person isn't a mathematical genius, though. This is a hard one to answer. I don't think there is a black and white yes or no answer to this. I'm sorry, I don't think it's that black and white. I think that there are many different types of intelligence, and some I definitely excel at, and some I definitely do not. So that's my answer to that. Brandon Johnson, how do you mount your phone to your dash? I have a little suction cup mount that holds it on there. It's pretty sweet. It vibrates, so it only works for time lapses. I can't video with it because it vibrates too much and it's too shaky. And it would drive me and you guys insane if I did that. But I got the DSLR anyway, so it's all good. JJ699, how did you learn all your wiring and electrical work for your van? Mostly forums, because there are experts who, if somebody says something that's totally BS, someone will call them out and provide evidence of why. Lots and lots of things to learn on forums, man. That's where all the geeks go. Forums, internet forums. but also some YouTube videos, and there's some really good blogs. And I took a couple classes. I got into some HVAC classes for a while. I was interested in that back in the college days, and I took some electrical classes and learned the basics, mostly of safety there. That was all 120. That wasn't 12-volt systems, but the theory is theory. It's all the same. Nikki Myers, how many photography jobs did you have so far? How did you find these jobs? I only had one that worked out. Seems like the realtors, at least in the Cocoa Beach area, are kind of flaky. I use Realtor.com. Thank you, Albert, very much for introducing me to this whole thing, by the way. I used Realtor.com and figured out which listings did not have photos, and then I gave them a little pitch on if you want to sell your house, you know, you gotta have photos. Like, nobody, you go online and you go to look at stuff, and if it doesn't have photos, you skip right by it and look for the one with the nicest photos that matches your price and looks attractive. So I have a camera, I like taking pictures. I can take pictures of your place and make it look attractive and help you sell your place and help people find their dream home. It's a win-win-win-win type of thing. So that's how I did it, Realtor.com. Robert Phillips. Oh, also you have to find the realtor, and you have to find their phone number and call them, and then do a follow-up and all that. Robert Phillips, thank you for answering my question. I like the answer as well. Awesome. Well, when things don't go as you would like, how do you keep motivated? I remember sometimes when you were broke and struggling, and would just like to know how you keep upbeat. I have been to the bottom. I have been to my rock bottom. There's nothing left. I have no reason to live anymore. I hate being alive. There's nothing here for me. I've met my absolute bottom. I'm living in a living hell. And I made my way out. And no matter what happens, I will never, no matter what happens, I will never feel as bad as I felt. Because I've learned so many things about myself that the immediate environment doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't, well, sometimes, most of the time it doesn't matter anymore. Sometimes it affects me, like that hater thing the other day, but I'm really vulnerable right now because I'm going through some things. I'm learning things right now, very deep, powerful things. But anyway, so I have an image in my head of the life that I want. I have a vision of the life that I want, and the immediate environment right in front of me, the immediate outside world, is just this temporary thing that the only way it has power over me is if I say it does. My beliefs dictate the way I feel, not the external environment. The external environment just is. The labels are just in our heads, and labels create emotions. So I use the labels in my head because what's the point of just sitting and, you know, like looking around all day? I use the labels in my head to create things and to make life feel good, to make things feel good. And when I don't feel good, I know it's because I've got some dysfunctional belief in my head that I need to change. So I focus on changing and growing instead of focusing on this sucks. I hope that makes sense. Totally makes sense in my head, and it totally works for me. Kurt M., in a recent video you stated that you don't like the word viewers. You're totally right on that. And I asked for your input on, and you asked for input on other words. I've been mulling it over, and I came up with one: mystery seekers. I love that, dude. That is awesome. I actually had come up with freedom seekers, and I was like, the meaning is good, but it doesn't sound right. But mystery seekers, dude, why didn't I think of that? You're a genius. I love it. Yes, that's it. That's what it is now. No more viewers, no more subscribers. Definitely not fans. I never liked that. Mystery seekers, that's what you guys are now. We're all here for the same reason. So yeah, hell yeah. Thanks, Kurt. That rocks. FKAYANI 6137. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Do you have a little nest egg as far as finances go, or are you just winging it, hoping to catch work wherever you are? Are you ever concerned that you might not have money for food or fuel? If so, do you have a backup plan? You gotta check out my old videos, man. Yeah, I ran out of money several times. I did not have a nest egg. I had credit cards, and I tried very, 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 very hard to come up with money before I used them. But there were times where I just had to, and now I'm learning different ways to pay them off. So it'll work out. Even if I have to pay a bunch of interest over time, you know what, man? The experience of being on the road for a year and finding out all this stuff and doing all these amazing things, totally worth it. Even if it takes me 20 years to pay these things off, which it definitely won't. totally worth it. So no, I haven't had a nest egg. I still don't. Once I pay off my credit card debt all the way, then I'm gonna start, like, I'm saving a little bit, like I'm sticking away a little bit here and there. So I've got a little bit of savings, but it's not much yet. It's building. Once I pay off credit cards, I'll be saving a lot more. Because I'd eventually like to get to the point where I'm paying cash for everything and not participating in the false economy that we have. As far as being concerned about running out of food or fuel, no. If I run out of fuel, I just sit until I get some money. If I run out of food, I'll find ways to get food. I mean, worst case scenario, food boxes and dumpster diving. Grocery stores throw out good food all day long. There is perfectly edible food in dumpsters all over the place. And I do not have too much pride to eat it. If so, do you have a backup plan? Nope. Don't have a backup plan. I don't like them. Actually, I take that back. I do like them. I do have them sometimes, but I don't have one for this. I guess my credit cards are my backup plan. Where am I at? 7 minutes. Okay. Ron Stodinger. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hey mate, enjoy your video so much. I live in New South Wales, Australia. Technology is so cool that I can follow you in almost real time. Isn't that amazing? In regards to the haunted house job, is that where you are an actor and scare people? Yeah. I find that so much fun. Right, me too. Do people ever get so scared that they try and hit you? You're the coolest bloke. Watching your build is so fun. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. Yeah, oh yeah, I've been hit a bunch of times, man. I've been punched in the nose, kicked in the nuts, punched and kicked all over the place. Yeah, I learned pretty quick that the best way is to be either so close to people that they can't get a full swing on you, or be far enough away where you're out of reach. So that's definitely the best way to do it. But yeah, it's funny. Some people, when they get scared, they react with like, "Whoa!" They start going at you and stuff. It's like, whoa, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, it is a lot of fun though. That's for sure. It's fun to be quick on your toes and, you know. Zetsu, following your Myers-Briggs INFP, do you know your Enneagram type, and if so, would you be so kind to share it? I took it a while back. I don't remember the letters and the numbers, but I remember that the name was the Explorer. I took that right before I left for the last van trip. Hayden Warner, how do we get you on the Joe Rogan podcast? 3 open convo would be interesting. 3 open convo. What is that? 3 open convo. Is 3 misspelled? I have a really hard time with misspelled words. I can't figure out what else they could be. It's like there's too many possibilities and my brain doesn't know where to go. It just locks up. Wow, dude, Joe Rogan how cool would that be to be on that? Holy crap, that blows my mind even thinking about it. Man, I don't know, someday that may happen. Wow, that's actually a possibility. That really could happen. Wow. That's amazing. Wow, dude. That could happen. I don't know. Whew. I would like to know what you mean by a 3 open convo, though. 3 open convo. Huh. Ronald Martinez, I'm excited to see the end result of the new build. By the way, when you move inside the van, isn't moving inside the van obvious on the outside? Are you moving in like stealth or ninja mode? I never really cared because I slept in Walmart parking lots all the time before. I guess that would be a concern if I was trying to like be sneaky and not let anyone know I'm in here. Wow, that's gonna be a problem when my girl gets here. Yeah, that is gonna be a problem. Sorry, camera shake. I don't know what to do about that. I have to pull a jack out or get some kind of like built-in jack or something to drop this thing down so it doesn't shake around. Maybe there's a piece of wood I could cut to just the right height to stick like under like the back wheel or something so it doesn't move around. Yeah, I never even thought about that, to be honest with you. Sanctus Vianney. Have you given any consideration to the 230 plus miles, it's 240 plus now, on your van before you pour your heart and soul into rebuilding the interior? I'm not sure if you're hardcore into mechanics and thinking about high mileage catastrophic things that could go wrong, or if you just assume it will be reliable because it runs smooth. Just wondering. These engines are incredibly reliable. This thing was beat to shit when I got it, and it runs so good now. I expect it to make its 300,000, at least another 200,000 on this motor. Yeah, it runs really strong. I'm not worried about it, man. If something happens, I'll figure it out. Like I said, I've been to the bottom. I can find my way out. I'll find my way out eventually. Yeah, I did think about that, though, actually. I was thinking about, you know what, I should just not pour any more money into this thing at all. But that layout that I had, it was just getting on my nerves, and it was driving me crazy. And I'm so goddamn happy with this one. And really, I mean, if this engine blew or something, or the tranny blew or something like that, it would be incredibly easy to transfer the floor and all the cabinets into a new van. All I'd have to do is put on a new roof and get more vinyl from the sides, and I could probably do a much better job next time, because now I know a little bit more about what I'm doing with the vinyl, and I'd be right back where I am now. I could even just transfer that new seat swivel right out, so I'm not worried about it. Nigun Dang, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I am ready to live inside my two-door car at night after classes. Any tips will help. I got a small refrigerator that I put in between the two seats. I put a small foam mattress inside my back trunk. Also a bar table steering wheel holder placement where I can eat foods. Is this a good idea so far? Yeah, totally, dude. Tint your windows as dark as you can. Get something to put up against your windows that's black, so it just looks like your windows are like totally tinted like black. And yeah, block the windows. Make sure you always have airflow. Always have windows cracked. It's a teeny tiny little environment. It's not totally sealed, but you want to make sure you have fresh air in there all the time. If anything, that'll prevent condensation, which will lead to mold. So always have airflow. Get a little USB fan too, and just always have that going. And be ready for cold weather. You don't want to just suddenly be like freezing to death, you know? Wake up dead one morning. Logos 423. Have you read the Tao Te Ching? I can tell you have a unique individual spirituality, but would you say that you resonate with any particular religion? I like Buddhism the most out of any of the religions, but I don't. I'm not a Buddhist. I don't follow anything. I've got my own path I'm working on. Yeah, I like Buddhism a lot though. I have not read the Tao Te Ching. I know what it is. I've read excerpts from it, but not the whole thing. Kessie H. Who is your favorite president? I don't have one. If I did, I guess it would probably be JFK, because he was trying to take on the Federal Reserve, which I think is completely illegitimate. Colin Senef, I'm looking for a way to travel, looking into different options, and my goal is to leave in almost a year. My friend said he wants to go as well. Any ideas on a two-person layout? Stay safe out there. Keep the vids coming. Depends on, are you guys willing to sleep in the same bed? I mean, if so, that makes things a lot easier. You've got that layout right here. This is a two-person layout. If not, you could probably get like, dude, you know how cool it would be to have bunk beds in a van? That would be so sick. Dude, get bunk beds. Get a van and get bunk beds. Yeah, that'd be rad. Oh my god, that'd be so rad, dude. Be safe out there. Keep fits coming. Thanks, dude. Jonathan Coban. LOL, we were friends in the INFP group. Ooh, 22 seconds. I was just waiting on the MBTI question next week. What is your favorite bands? What music are you into? You seem like you have metal and punk roots. First of all, what's up, Jonathan? Misfits. Yeah, metal, punk. I really like J. Cole, the hip-hop guy. I saw him live in New Orleans. He's amazing. He is so real. He's really inspirational to me. What else? Damage Plan. I love Damage Plan. I love Shinedown. Those are probably my two favorites, just because their messages are all about like growing and becoming more. Linkin Park, they have the same thing: growing, becoming more than you are, becoming stronger, finding your inner power. Man, who else? I'm so bad at naming band names, dude. I've always been bad at this. Black metal, I like black metal. I really like Dark Throne. I love their atmospheric, like, dark sound. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I can come up to the top of my mind. I don't know why I'm so bad at, like, coming up with names off the top of my head. There are 4 questions left, guys, but I am out of time, so thank you so much for watching. Psych! No, there's only 3 questions left, and I feel like these ones could probably really help somebody, so I'm going to make this video go a little longer than most, but this is not going to become a habit. Matt says, my main concern is keeping cool during the hot days. You live in Southern California. You were thinking about using only Reflectix for insulation and having an air gap on both sides. That way it could act as a radiant barrier. I would put not ceiling wall panels and just have the Reflectix facing me. Would you recommend this to keep cool? If not, what would you recommend? That could totally work. You definitely want very little, if any, insulation in Southern California, man. If you're not planning on traveling, the less insulation you have, the better. And park in the shade. Insulation is only going to help so much blocking the heat out. And once it gets in, then with all that insulation, it's going to stay in. Versus if you just have bare metal, as soon as you take that thing out of the sun or as soon as the sun goes down, that bare metal is going to be colder than it is outside and you're going to cool off much faster. You might even just want to stick some glue on the walls just for looks and to slow down the heat a little bit. Insulation is to slow down the temperature change. But that also means that once the heat's inside and the outside is cooler, it takes a lot longer for it to cool off. Definitely less insulation. That Reflectix could work. I don't know the exact science of this, but Will Burson went with almost no insulation in his, and he seems to think it's a good idea. I definitely noticed when I had less insulation in this, it was much, much better in the heat. So you might even be alright with no insulation. Might as well make it look nice, make it look like a home. I'm so happy with this thing, dude. This is my home. Like, I'm proud of this. This isn't just like some van I live in. This is I feel good about this, you know? So, and just having Reflectix all over your walls isn't going to do that. But it will reflect the light off, so it'll make your lights more efficient. But it'll feel unfinished and temporary and weird. But that's up to you. That may not be your thing at all. So, I'll leave that part up to you. Osh Melanik, what do you think would be the best choice in cargo van or a small box truck for off-grid stealth camping in Ontario? It totally depends. They both have the pros and cons. The cargo van is great because it blends in everywhere. It's good on gas. It's fairly easy to drive and park anywhere. A smaller box truck, if you're talking about the like Dreamside outsize, I forget what size his van is, or his box van. It's really small though. The benefit to that, okay, the cons to that is it's I don't know about insurance, but I would think insurance would be more expensive on a box van than a cargo van. Gas is going to be much more expensive. The chances that it was kind of thrashed and beat to hell are a little higher, but that also means that any parts that are going to fail have already failed. As long as you do a really good inspection on it, you should be good. But the pros of the box fan is they're very easy to build out because everything is square. They're easier to insulate because the outside's not metal, so it's already like you're already at an advantage with that. It's higher, so you can't get into parking garages. You have to deal with that big roll-up door in the back. In most cases, some of them have fold-out doors. Yeah, there's just pros and cons to both. There is no best. With the box fan, you can have more creature comforts. As far as like building out the inside, you have height, you can stand up. If that's important to you, then that's definitely a big consideration. Van's just more stealthy and easier to drive around, easier to park. It's a little bit better for the city, I think. Yeah, that's probably most of the pros and cons. There's definitely more to it than that, but those are the off the top of my head pros and cons of each. It's not as easy as best or worst. Unfortunately, it's best for you and for what you need. And Onot says, van is coming along nicely. I'm converting a Chevy 350 extended or 3500 EXT along the same line. Says your fridge overheat behind the driver's seat, ventilation, keep it up, and safe travels. Thanks, man. I haven't even plugged it in yet, but it's not going to because I left the areas where the vents are open for the most part. A little bit of it's covered on the inside side, but the other side it's totally open, and I don't expect it to overheat at all. The parts where the compressor are totally free. So, okay, so for real this time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Love yourself. See you next time. If you want stickers, they are available. Check them out. Woo!